Okay, this video is called the Dementia Challenge. And I'm going to say here's my book about dementia, Poor Man's Way to Prevent Dementia and Raise IQ. It's the best book ever written on dementia. I have searched the textbooks, the regular books written by individual authors, the scientific literature, and the internet videos to really try to understand dementia from a basic level. What causes diabetes? What causes hypertension? What causes atherosclerosis? What causes excitotoxicity? How can one avoid those things? All right. And I find things like lots of people have made movies about their relatives, e.g., their mothers who become demented, and they mean well, but they don't know what they're talking about. They'll say endless stupid things, Some doctors say a few good things, like, Doctors McDougall, Neil Bernard, yeah, ostracized. They say some decent things. Eat a low-fat. Some of them don't even recommend low-fat. The ostracized, as I recall, were allowing olive oil, which I thought was remarkably stupid. But in general, they do a pretty good job of saying, look, eat a plant-based diet, whole food plants, avoid processed food, avoid animal foods. That's a giant step in the right direction. But I go way, way, way beyond that, as anybody knows if they've watched my videos on dementia. I don't even know how many videos I've made about dementia, aspects of dementia. I haven't counted them. I'm going to guess, though, it's probably about 40 or something. So not to brag, but I think it's obviously true. I'm by far the best doctor in the world on dementia. Okay? If you go look at the researchers, they're going to be so narrow, they can't put the whole field together. I put the whole field together. The nutritional component, the toxicology component, the basic understanding of what's normal, what's abnormal. And, the benefit of, in my theory, the neurovascular uncoupling, let's call it the supply and demand theory. Neurons need a certain amount of energy so they can carry out their metabolic rate duties. And if they don't have that, they're screwed. And if you increase their metabolic rate with stimulants like caffeine, sleep deprivation, and stress, you're going to make it harder on the neuron. Okay, so anyways, what I'm basically saying, why do these other sites... So also, not only am I the best one, but I'm the least known. Hardly anybody's ever heard of me. And then even the few ones, when they've heard of me, they're like scared of me. They don't want to interview me, okay? And I know it because I've written to some of these famous researchers. They're like nervous about talking to me. They won't talk to me because they know there's no money in this. Where they get their money is they have to beg money for some grant company. It's usually a big drug company or something. So, the truth is not very valuable, sadly, but money is valuable. Okay, so I thought that was funny, though. Even when they know I'm right, sometimes they'll write me an email, but they won't want to interview or do anything public, okay? And why do I go into this? Why am I the best? Because I explain what causes brain damage and how to avoid it. Numerous things, over 50 things. About 100 things I've explained cause brain damage and how you can avoid them. Okay, other sites, and you look at them closely, what you see, how do you know a site is illogical or stupid? A site is illogical if it just contradicts itself. Like a site will say hypertension is bad, but then they're going to recommend all this high-fat food and lots of dietary sodium. Okay, that's stupid. Obvious contradiction. They're going to say diabetes is bad, but then they're going to tell you to eat your good fats. Well, the more fat you eat, the more diabetes risk you have. So that's obviously stupid. They're going to say mercury is bad, but make sure you eat fish every day. That's completely stupid. Fish is loaded with mercury. Okay, they're going to say obesity is bad, but then they're going to say things like chicken and MSG and olive oil, all these things that make you fat are okay. That's obviously nonsense, okay? And then some of them are just so stupid, it's like, it's painful. First of all, somebody says you can't increase IQ. That's a sign that they're just a lazy ignoramus conformist, all right? Anybody who looks at IQ, just spend a little time reading about it. 1 month. Dedicate 1 month to reading IQ. It's obvious that it can be increased, and Binet knew that, 100 years ago. Okay, grass-fed beef. When you start hearing somebody talk about grass-fed beef and eggs and yogurt, olive oil, Mediterranean diet, you're talking to somebody who really hasn't studied. They don't know what they're talking about. Or other idiots. A lot of doctors will do this. They'll say, "Oh, metformin, yeah, like you're going to improve your aging by inhibiting your mitochondria." It's totally stupid. So, anyways. I just wanted to share this with you. If you find anybody who's ahead of me in dementia, I'd be happy to know. And maybe they figured out one component of it. Fine. I want to study them. If they want to talk to me, tell them to send me an email or something. I'm perfectly happy to discuss these things. So anyways, I just think it's kind of funny that when somebody like me tells the truth and figures something out, I don't get invited. I get, told to shut up and be ignored.